He's thick. He's so thick.
But he's got so much HP, man.
But it's thick. Oh, Watson, hi to you as well.
Drop timings for the week, I don't think matters at all this week. He's rooted in place and there's no global cooldowns that you should worry about. So just drop in whenever.
The only thing that really matters for drop timing is the danger zones. If you really want to optimize the run, maybe you can time it so that he gets hit by them while you're doing your mount cheese.
I agree. Builds for the week. The build that you used for your video was 6 Overpower, 6 Rage, 6 Rage Hunter, 3 Berserker, 3 Catalyst, 3 Cunning, 3 Discipline, and 3 Sturdy. And the build I was using was 6 Catalyst, 6 Cunning, 6 Rage Hunter, 3 Discipline, 3 Overpower, and 3 Sturdy. Biggest differences between ours was I was running the 6 Cunning and the 6 Catalyst, whereas you're running Berserker and 6 Overpower. I was playing around with a lot of different builds, and as long as you had like your damage in there, it honestly all felt pretty much exactly the same to me.
You just throw on your Shroud, Chain Blades, and Skullforge, and you're basically just gonna get a sub 1. Anything beyond that, you're just like optimizing your Overpower uptime and your crit chance, maybe some part break damage if you really want that for whatever reason. There's really not much difference in the builds at all.
And the build I actually liked the most was actually Heltrix's build. Heltrix's build, which is 6 Catalyst, 6 Cunning, 6 Rage, 6 Rage Hunter, 3 Berserker, 3 Discipline, and 3 Sturdy. That obviously cuts out the Overpower and just slots in pretty much as much damage as you can fit in otherwise.
Yeah, his build didn't have very much Overpower, and that's because he chose not to boop him. So if you're taking out Overpower, there's very few options for perks to sub in, so that's where the Catalyst and Cunning came in for him.
I actually like that strategy too, because it got him mounted like at least 3 seconds sooner. Lanterns for the week, it's just got to be Drask. One, the hold is one of the few lanterns that I think is actually going to be affecting Malkarion when you're mounted on him. The other one being Strike Lantern. And then obviously the tap is great on Drask Lantern, where on Strike Lantern is completely useless. Drask Lantern is, I think, is the only one that has both the tap and hold actually being useful.
Yeah, Broadsides is actually kind of fun to use, but it's just not as good as Drask. Really the only option. Normally you have Drask and Emberrain and Pengar to choose from for your hold space. Like you said, though, an Emberrain does literally nothing unless you're really close to the ground, but generally since he's flying, you're not going to be getting any of that to work. It just disappears into the void when you use your hold attack.
Potions for the week. So the potions this week are a little bit of change up. Instead of Aether Drive, which is usually an auto pick, we now take Stamina Tonic and then Blitz and Frenzy, of course. Stamina Tonic is pretty obvious choice here. It's super necessary for staying mounted 100% of the time. Reduces your stamina consumption as well as regeneration stamina, as well as it working with Callus so well. And then the other part for not taking Aether Drive Tonic this week is it's actually bugged and not providing any bonuses right now.
Yeah, with stamina being required and Aether Drive not even being a choice, the only contender would be Stagger Tonic, but you're just going to get one stagger regardless, so there's no point.
Right. I think Paladin deserves some consideration for like groups, but I mean, he's moving around so much and like trying to place them, you'd have to place it like before you mount. It'd be a mess.
I'm not even sure how far vertically the pylon reaches, so maybe if he's flying, he could pull you above it.
Viable weapons for the week. So
what's the point?
You guys should be using Chain Blades.
Yeah.
Chain Blades are the most viable by a large margin. You should definitely be using Chain Blades, but to go through the list, I think Aether Strikers can do the exact same strategy, not as effectively, but I think they can. Hammer, I do not think it can. I think Hammer can still get a sub 3.
I think every weapon has the capability to get like sub 3, just fighting him on the ground, but anything other than Chainblade Mount for sub 3 and Chainblade Mount for top times is really just like a challenge to yourself and setting things for you to do for yourself. If you're just trying to have the trials rewards, it's just going to be Chain Blades.
Yeah, I would agree with that probably.
much slower times with much more effort.
Mistakes in your run or improvements you would be looking to make. This week, mistakes are very low because like it doesn't give you a lot of opportunity to make mistakes. The only thing I could see on my run is I was facing away from him for a lot of my Drast Lantern.
I was gonna say for my run, I think the boop might actually be a time loss with what Heltrix kind of proved.
I think I agree with that, yeah. I think the most improvement that people are going to be looking for this week is better RNG on the crits. I think that's going to be what separates a top 1 time from a top 100 time.
Yeah, so long as crit is a meta cell in Discipline, you can always say, well, I didn't get 100% crits in my run. There's room for more. But with such an optimized and easy strategy as Malkarion, getting more crits than other people is actually more important than any other week because there's no other improvements to make.
Yeah. Strategy inside the arena.
What matters is when you first drop in, the first attack he's going to do is drop vents. You can boop him or you can not boop him, but you got to jump on that vent and right click until his health bar is gone.
Yeah. I'd like to add to that though, you should mount his tail. That should be pretty easy to cut very quickly. His tail does not have a lot of HP. Chainblades do extra damage to tails, extra part damage to tails, and then the rest of your time should be spent on his head when he forces you to demount. Let's go take a look at the top 100 times. Top time for cells right now is Heltrix at 39 seconds. After looking at the run, it seems pretty well optimized. I think with God tier crits, you could probably get up to like 37, 38 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
Top 5 right now is 40 seconds. I think it's very easily going to be 39. Could be like 38.
Yeah, it just depends on like what strats people come up with and how many people emulate them, but there's so little room for things to change in such a short run. You don't have any options to improve.
Top 100 right now is 47 seconds.
5 at least.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe more like 43-ish.
I could see that too.
Groups top time right now is 32 seconds. I want to say like a group can just demolish this 32 second. So I want to say something like 25, 20 seconds, something like that.
I mean, I think people are just blinded by the cheese right now. I don't see any reason why you can't just have a regular on the ground group getting 3 breaks easily sub 30. I think maybe like 27, 28.
And then top 5 right now is 33 seconds. I want to say like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think so.
And then top 100 this week, 50 seconds right now. I want to say sub 40.
I can see that happening.
And it's going to be all duos. Hey guys, don't forget to leave a comment down below if we missed anything, and let me know what you guys think about this trial. This trial has kind of been way different than any other trial, so I'm very curious to see what you guys' thoughts are on it. Also, if you like the content, think about subscribing. I really appreciate it if you guys do. And as a reminder, don't forget to follow my Twitter. We're doing giveaways on there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.